All right, here we go. We're streaming again. Oh, we're back from the break. Um, and yeah, there's Rippin. She look at her face. Her face is stuck like that.
Mm. Really, you need to put that away. It was
Oh, keep it. Hello. Oh, thanks for the sub.
better
Um,
before.
you're you're back at home, um, working from home, and you're busy. But that's nice. That's nice that you're able to join us today. Oh,
Dude, there's a train.
some Lena. Hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Um, wow, this is quite a lot. We're back. I'm back from the break. I haven't streamed in I think like nearly 2 months now. So yeah, this is hopefully maybe like getting back into it. How have you been, Riffin?
Uh, Me? But actually, I've taken a break too.
But you have
Sort
streamed
of.
a few times. Because
Yeah.
I was on your karaoke stream the other day, right? Oh, and sorry, I mispronounced your name. It's Some Lena one. Welcome. Oh, is that your emote? It's very cute. Air Ave stare.
Yeah. I'm making this bigger. I don't want to see that ridiculous picture on my stream.
I told you it didn't match your personality, Rippin.
What you think?
Yeah,
What would match my personality though? I'm curious now.
maybe not with the tongue out. Yeah, maybe more calm.
More calm.
Yeah,
I'm more serene.
I think you're calmer than that. Um, all right, yeah. So we're getting a bit distracted here. So
Okay,
today,
I'm first gonna do a shout out for you on my stream. Not that there's many people there, but
yeah, let's do that. Um,
mm, why?
so today we're co-streaming with Rippin Kitten, and we're going to be talking about um, some Reddit posts. So typically we get our Reddit posts from the subreddit called AITA. In other words, am I the a-hole? So we've got a couple of posts to go through today. So we'll talk about them, and then we'll decide whether or not they're in the wrong or in the right. And you're able to help us and put your and put your 2 cents in as well. So it should be pretty fun. It's an enjoyable thing.
Oh, yes.
Keeper says more calm. He was going to say that um, that angriness was more ripping. You do get.
Angry.
I feel like
What?
you do get a little bit like agitated at things. Um, there are like some topics that kind of like make you a little bit upset. I think, and then you're like, oh, it's blah.
I'm just very expressive about my feelings, you know? What you see is what you get.
Okay, absolutely. No,
Yeah, I'm an angry bitch.
no. Normally you're calm, but whenever that topic sets you off, you
No,
go off.
actually, he's got a point because like people will not expect it. I'm like really chill and quiet and silent, and internally I'll be getting like really mad, and then at some point I get so mad and it's like bam, I explode and I'll just tear you down because you pissed me off, and then people cry, but
So
shouldn't have started in the first place.
Somlina says, "How about this deal? You'll go grab dinner, have a happy tummy. Oh, nice, and have a happy guest to listen to you. How about that? That sounds delightful, Somlina. Um, I hope you have a fantastic dinner, and I hope we provide some good discussion for you.
I have
Uh,
lunch.
you have lunch. What do you have, Rippin?
Do you know what skir is?
I do not. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got it wrong again, Somlina. I corrected myself in the end.
Um, Skyr is like some type of yogurt. It's Swedish, or Norwegian or something like that, with strawberries, and then a protein shake I made with banana and soy milk and chocolate and an egg.
Okay. Well, that's quite unique. A unique combination there.
Yeah, I'm weird like that.
Have you been continuing on with your vegan diet, like your non-vegan diet? Because you used to be vegan and now you've changed a little bit.
Um, yeah, as long as the doctor says I need to, I will. I do have to say, I do feel a bit better.
Oh, that's
I do like
fantastic to
that, you
hear.
know? He's like, I need to be strong in case something happens, because my immune system was like really weak after the cancer and stuff.
Hmm.
And I cannot get sick. So
You need those calories.
I need to, yeah, I need to be strength, whatever.
All right, Rippin. So do you want to get started? I think this was mine
Yes.
because
Yeah, that wasn't
all yours have a
yours.
black background. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so this one, the Reddit post says, "Dad passed away 9 years ago. Mom told me she's wanting to date." So Dad passed away 9 years ago, and his passing shook our family up. I was the one who had to break the news to everyone, so my emotions are as high as they were 9 years ago when it comes to my dad being gone. This past week, my mom opens up and told me that she's going to start dating. It took me by a massive surprise because there were no subtle clues that she was even interested in dating. She proceeds to tell me about guys that approached her at the gym, etc., without asking me for more dating info. I put on a stoic face and gave a very bleak answer to her, like, "Oh, that's cool. Be careful with guys these days," etc. I guess I'm asking for advice with this whole thing because I don't know how to feel or act after receiving this news. And then the edit says, "I have and I'm currently going through therapy. Thank you everyone for being rude and telling me about going to therapy and how about try to be gentle with your delivery. You don't know what everyone's going through life, besides what they post." So what do you think, Rippin?
Um,
9 years.
9 years? 9 fucking years of being single. Oh my god. Poor mom.
So
That's
I feel like this person would be like, if my mum ever dated after my dad's passing, then they wouldn't be happy, right? Because if they're not okay after 9 years, then when are they going to be okay?
like, we need to know more things though. How old was he when his dad died? How old is this person now? Because
But
this doesn't sound like a mature response.
it sounds
Like,
very
for real?
selfish, yeah,
Exactly.
because they're basically just holding on to some sort of like um, ideal image
It's not
of the
even
mother
like
in their
it's
head.
not like even if they divorced or anything, he's dead. They connect. She cannot ever be with his dad again. So, what is she supposed to be living in celibacy for the rest of her life till she dies? What kind of weird assumption is that?
So I think if
You're, he's. I think he's an entitled brat. This is not
do
true,
do we
obviously.
do we know the
I'm
gender of
exaggerating.
OP? I'm not sure, but
No.
so if like OP is
He sounds
basic.
like a guy, though.
Do you think so? I didn't get the impression that it
Yeah.
was a guy or a girl either way. And oh, hello, Yearly Autumn. Sounds like the guy feels like he's been supporting his mom emotionally. Maybe that's more the issue. Yeah,
See,
I think that's what Rippin was saying. Yeah, yeah, because
Yearly
they
Autumn also thinks it's a guy.
yeah, Yearly Autumn also thinks it's a guy. Yeah, yeah. I think they're very OP must be fairly young by the sounds of it. because
Hmm.
like if they're much older and they're not in the house, I don't really see why they would it would even like bother them in the slightest. Um, if they're still like living together and um
When it,
and a new
when
man
it,
comes into the household, then I can see some apprehension about that because it's like
yeah,
bringing a strange person into the household.
but like it says, I was the one who had to break the news to everyone, so my emotions are just as high as they were. Like, you can't ask a child to bring the news to everyone either. So this
That's
is
true.
weird.
That is true. So in that case, we can't assume that they're young then.
I think I spilled some egg and it might stick to my pants.
You got to deal with that situation stat, Rippin. No,
Eh,
you can't have messy pants when you're streaming.
no one's seeing my pants.
No one's seeing your
I
pants.
have the coolest. I have the coolest T-shirt though. You want to see?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Well, no,
I
nobody.
already made a spill.
People on my stream
How
can't
did
see
I
it,
do
but
that? Oh, fuck off! I'm
oh
so
wait,
messy.
maybe I can do this.
Actually, this is a guy's T-shirt, but I liked it so much I wanted it to see.
Oh, nice. Tonkatsu master.
Yeah,
I couldn't work out how to stream your stream.
it's fine. We cannot all be as technically inclined as I am. This is not true. I'm so bad at technicalities.
Cupid says, even so, you've been supporting emotionally for 9 years. You think you would want your mum to go find another partner for them to get their support from? So, yeah,
Yeah.
since they're most likely an older person, they feel like the connection between the parent and the child will be weakened with this new person in the relationship. So they must be very close to the mother. But it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's just very selfish overall. So yeah,
Yeah, I
overall,
agree with that.
yeah, you just gotta let the person live, especially after 9 years. I guess. So then the question for me is it ever too quick to move on? Do you think
Mm,
like if you were the
I don't
child,
think.
would you say like
Mm, I don't.
I wouldn't be happy with like a X amount of time and then they're with somebody else?
I don't think it is up to anyone to judge that because it's you mean I mean you've got people who are like over it in a couple. You also don't know the story between the mom and the dad. You don't know what the relationship has been like. Maybe it was a relief, maybe it was not. I don't know. I know someone who lost her husband, and 6 months later she was in a new relationship. Was it too soon? Who am
It
I to judge?
hmm. So you're saying it depends. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know the entire story, and I don't think people should give their opinions on that. Maybe it's a way of coping with things, and then criticizing that will hurt the person even more. So,
So I think overall we think mum should go dating again.
yeah, after 9 years, yeah.
Um,
And I
so
think she's even being sensible about it as she is like talking about it with her child.
yeah, that's and Yearly Autumn says maybe that OP thinks that mum will lean more on them emotionally if her dating goes badly, and I think I get the impression from that too because that they're like, oh, be careful with guys these days online, and you got to be careful, right? Yeah,
You gotta be careful with guys everywhere.
that is true. There are creeps all around.
Exactly.
Um, all right, do you want to go on to the next one?
Yes, I'm promoting myself. It's weird to see my own face constantly like that.
That's why
I don't know
I
how to
wanted the
feel.
webcam to be fixed because I feel it doesn't capture you.
Yeah.
All right, Rupin, you want to take this one away?
Or maybe we should switch turns in on which person's stream we put this thing. Like one time we stream on your stream and one time we stream on my stream. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that could work. That's probably the better idea.
Okay. Where do I watch this? Okay, there. Am I the a-hole for going through my partner's phone? I, 23 female, have been with my partner, 30 male, for 3 years. We moved in together and have been living in a pretty decent life, and we were planning on possibly settling down together. My my partner has always been very loving and affectionate towards me, but suddenly he has become very distant. Last week he mumbled another girl's name as he was sleeping, and he mentioned taking her on a drive. I own the car that he occasionally uses. I got very angry and went through his phone. I found conversations with three other girls, one of which was the name he said. He was planning a date with her over the weekend as I was supposed to travel to another town. He was also asking another woman to be his wife via texts, and the third was a co-worker who he had been openly flirting with. I brought up the issue to him the next morning, and he said I was wrong for going through his phone and I'm fighting imaginary demons. He wasn't talking to me since then and is blaming me for causing a rift between us. Am I the a-hole for going through my partner's phone? This is making me laugh. I mean, how does she even ask this question? He's totally gaslighting her.
Well, yeah. Um, so I think someone explained gaslighting to me in one of these streams, but I can't remember what it meant exactly. Um, but yeah, this relationship is pretty much over. So like
Yeah.
I don't really
I don't
think
know.
like they're,
I
they're
don't.
dealing with like a small potatoes right now. They should not be together anyway. This
But no, if he's like they've been together for 3 years
yeah, you
and they
can't you
moved
can't
it, they moved
ask someone
they
else to
moved
marry
it,
them.
they moved it together, and then he's asking one. He's planning a date with one girl. He's asking another one to marry him, and then the other one is co-worker. This guy is not ready to be settled down.
Mm, yeah.
So, but apparently he does want her to be there because he's like talking her into like feeling guilty for finding out that he's actually a cheater.
Mm. Well, I don't think I I don't think the she should look through his phone anyway. That was wrong, but that's they're like they're separate issues. I think he I mean she's asking like is she the a hole for going through the partner's phone, and I think yes, like it's an invasion of privacy. So it doesn't matter if you think they're cheating or whatever. Like I don't think you have the right to go through like it seems like that's they kept each other's phones private, and maybe you have a relationship where you can look through each other's phones, and then that's been like previously discussed and that's open, but it doesn't seem like that was the case.
Yeah, I
uh,
don't think she should go through his private stuff either.
yeah, so
But she
that
did find out that way.
that's the question it looks like she's asking, and if she's asking that, then yes, she is an a-hole for going through his phone. It doesn't
Yeah,
like they're independent things. Like two wrongs don't make a right is what I'm saying.
exactly. She's the a-hole for going through his phone. He's a douche canoe.
Yearly Autumn says, yeah, what she did wasn't right, but what else would you do? And like she was proven correct in the sense that he's obviously a cheating bastard, sure. But
Well,
what if
I'm
she was
sure.
wrong, and then she just looked through his phone? So you
I'm sure
can't
there's
know
other
in
ways to
advance.
find this out, though.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Like he has
I
like
would
he
just
looks
be
like
very
he's.
confrontational.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it was me and he would like say a name in his sleep and blah 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 blah, and I would just say like very casually, not right after he woke up. I wouldn't say it was in a sleep or anything, but like suddenly out of the blue, who is that? And then see his reaction. Cause man, I can read your face, and if I see you're bullshitting me, uh-uh.
Maintaining this kind of amount of lies in your life is very difficult. I mean, I don't think, I don't think
Some
he
people
wouldn't have
are
been able to
really good at
maintain it.
it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe, but like it's
You
someone you
got
live
people who
with.
live their lives like that.
Well, yeah, that's unfortunate then. Gaslighting is basically manipulating someone to doubt themselves. Oh, okay,
She
I see. Yeah.
That is why we remain single and buy a dog.
Yeah. Dogs are cuter.
Exactly. Dogs listen. I want a dog.
Yeah, I think she probably knew anyway because I mean, like the dream thing is pretty sus. It's sus as heck. And then
What?
like
The
she had
dream?
yeah, he had a dream and he mumbled another girl's name.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was really, really weird.
And he mentioned her taking on her on a drive. I'm like, what? That's there are some
How do
details
you
missing
mention
there
that in a dream?
because like he's pretty much saying that he's in a relationship with at least one other lady. Like his actions are saying that like very clearly, and that's I think she pretty much knows. And then like the phone thing is probably not necessary.
Yeah. Like exactly like how Cupid says there was a difference in his story. Like he bumped into a message. She didn't bump into a message. See, she deliberately took his phone and went through it. How did
Yeah,
she even do that? I mean, these days there's like codes and stuff on phones. If you
I
don't want
think
people,
it's fine. Yeah, Cupid, like you're not like attempting to invade their privacy. Like it just happened to be something that you saw inadvertently. Then I don't think there's any guilt with that.
Cupid's person was just incredibly stupid to leave the computer open. So they were lying, cheating, and stupid.
Yeah,
That's one heck of a trio there.
yeah.
Mhm.
It looks like this person was she basically hacked his phone by the sounds of it.
Yeah. So don't go through your partner's phone.
Unless they say it's okay.
Stay oblivious. Buy a dog and stay single.
Um, so when you were in a previous relationship, have you ever been happy with your partner looking through your phone? Like just like, oh, here's my phone. You want to use an app or like a GPS or order food or something like that?
What? Are you asking me?
Yeah. Has that ever
No one
happened?
is go. No, no
No.
one is going through my phone. Nuh-uh.
Maybe I'm really
That's like
boring
really,
because
really.
I I offered my phone to my partner, my previous partner.
No.
I'm like,
It's
there's
very
nothing on my
my
phone.
phone is like really my phone is very personal. Like
Mm,
I I have things in there that are not for the world to see.
okay. And we'll leave that to everyone's imagination. What that those things are.
Mm.
All right, shall we go on to
Oh
the
well,
next one?
it does. It also has like all my collection of all my unsolicited dick pics.
Well, I mean, other people don't want to see that, but would you be embarrassed for other people to find that?
Well, they might ask questions about it, but I'm like collecting all of them, and then I'll like make a big canvas of everyone who just sent me one over the years, and be like, "Ha, art."
Oh, hello, Rusty the robot. Yeah, well, he Rusty says his wife knows his phone pin. Yeah, I had that kind of relationship once. So it's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not nah. I don't feel but also I'm a very private person
mhm.
and I kind of like being on my own. So
Yeah,
I would like really, really, really need to like feel comfortable and trust the person to be like, okay, you can go through that level of sharing stuff. Because
yeah.
I compartmentalize a lot of things in my life,
Mhm.
and I don't like them like crossing over. Like I have an Instagram account that is solemnly for family and people I know in real life, and I don't want that mixed with the people I know here. Like I have a different account for that, and then I have like I really like put things in. It's not like I have something to hide. It's just like you cannot be who you are with certain people, and yeah. Haha. Yearly Autumn loves my unsolicited dick pic collection. It's really, I mean, some of them are like,
I just got to go for like half a minute. I'll be right back.
yeah, sure. What was I saying? Oh, right, that I compartmentalize everything in my life. Um, it makes me sound like a psycho. Hmm.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So the question is, why do you keep your dick pic collection? Wait. Uh, no, don't answer that. Don't worry about answering that. Just pretend
No,
I didn't ask.
I just said that I like to compartmentalize the things in my life, and I just realized that made me sound a little bit like a psychopath, but it's more like a self-protection thing. Like you got work and the people you know at work, you don't want that to interfere with like your free time. Like everything here, like the stream and everything I do, like with gaming and going to like comic cons and that kind of those kind of events is is like I can be completely myself there. And then you have like your family and the people where I live with, like my neighbors and stuff. That's like another part of me, like the mom mature part that is, yeah, okay. But if they like some of them like got to know that what I do and they're like, are you doing that? Aren't you like too old for that? I don't want that kind of negativity in my life. Just so I just like keep it separated.
Okay. Well, I mean that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to know the reason. That's all. Because it's interesting. Um,
Everyone is impressed by my dick pic collection.
I can tell you that I do not have one. No one sent me anything. It's not an invitation to send me
It's
anything.
not very hard as a girl online. You just get them randomly.
Okay. Cupid says he'll send me one. Yeah. Yuli Autumn hasn't got one. Maybe she doesn't go on the internet that much. Um, okay.
I think it's your turn again.
Yeah. So,
We've cleared this one.
oh, this is huge. All right.
Oh my god, that's a big one.
Maybe I don't think
You
this was the one
can't keep it
I
in.
picked.
Yeah, of course, because it's white.
Okay. Yeah. So the other point I thought about was from the previous one was like yeah, it's perfectly okay to compartmentalize your life, and yeah, just as long as like your partner knows that's what you want to do.
I
Um,
mean, in a relationship, everything is based on trust.
yeah.
I trust no one.
You'll send me a Van Dyke, Rusty. I don't know what that is. Is that like a an impressionist painting? It sounds like a
Yeah,
painter.
it is. Jan van Dijk.
Jan van Dijk. Dick Van Dyke?
That's an actor.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, he was in Mary Poppins.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's take a look at this next one. Um, am I the a-hole for asking my ex if our son 11 could bring his stepbrother, also 11, on their father-son camping trip? My ex and I got a divorce when our son was 6. When he was 8, I started dating my current husband. On the day my son met his stepbrother, they stood in front of each other, sized each other up the way that boys do, and were silent for a moment. Then my son asked, "Do you want to play Smash Bros?" And his stepbrother said yes, and ran upstairs. It was fraternal love at first sight. They've been attached to each other at the hip ever since. My stepson's mother passed away a few years ago. My stepson's mother's passed away a few years ago, and my husband was actually reticent to introduce me and my son to his 2 kids because they thought it was too soon. It turns out that there were some kids get a pet after a parent dies. My stepson and stepdaughter got a brother. The first year we were all together, my stepson asked if my son could come along when they visited their mother at the cemetery on her birthday, and he spent the whole car ride telling my son all about her, and it seemed therapeutic for him. Later that night, I checked in and saw that my son had climbed up to the top bunk and they had fallen asleep curled up together. Before she entered her current 7 going on 17 phase, my stepdaughter used to crawl into my son's lap as often as she did my stepson and ask them to read to her. Since the divorce, my ex-husband has been unreliable at best. He cancels on my son regularly, making some excuse about work or what have you. The twice monthly weekend together they have trailed off to the 4 times a year. Every time I tell my son his father cancelled, my stepson goes to his father and asks if the 3 of them can do something together. One of the things my ex-husband likes enough to always follow through is camping. He's planning on taking my son to Poconos in a few weeks, the weekend after Father's Day weekend. My son loves camping as well, and he's the one that convinced my stepson to join the Boy Scouts next fall. The thing is, this year he wants to bring his stepbrother along. I told my ex-husband this, and he got upset, saying that it's their time together, and he doesn't want someone else's kid along with them. He says that it's supposed to be the 2 of them bonding. I told him that he's had plenty of chances to bond that he blew off one reason or another, and he should consider himself lucky to have such a compassionate and sensitive son that our son still wants to do anything with him. He hung up on a huff. His mother called yesterday to complain that I was expecting my ex to sit there while my son and my stepson went off on their own and ignored my ex completely. And I said that I need to look at it from his perspective, since he only gets to see our son a few times a year. For obvious reasons, this annoyed me to the point where I hung up. My husband says that if he gets it, and thinks I should just let it be the 2 of them. Am I the a-hole? There you go. That was a bit long, sorry.
It's fine.
I found it hard to read that. It's a very stream of consciousness kind of a statement. So
yeah,
I think if I could summarize, it would be the ex of this person has a good relationship. So the son between this person's ex and this person has a good relationship with their stepbrother. But the guy in the relationship doesn't really seem like he wants to spend a whole lot of time with that child anyway. And then the stepbrother of said kid, on the time that he wants to spend time with him, like once every uh, 4 times a year, wants to come along to this trip. So that's that's what I think is the short of it.
Mm,
So
to be
some Lena.
honest,
Yeah. So AITA is, am I the a hole? So we're basically, as an audience, judging whether they're in the wrong for the post that they've said. Sorry, I interrupted
um,
you.
I feel like this story is written in a way it is meant to sympathize with her decision and her way of thinking. Like
Hmm.
first she creates like this emotional story about her new husband and her son being in the relationship with the stepson, and then she's writing like a little paragraph like my ex-husband, he's unreliable, he doesn't care, blah blah blah. I wonder if that is actually true,
Hmm.
because if that was the case, there would be legal repercussions. Definitely in the United States. You cannot just like, yeah, something doesn't add up. And in the end, you cannot expect your ex-husband to like take along another kid on a father-son camping trip.
Okay.
I mean, no matter what happened, you don't. First of all, we don't know this ex husband's life. Even if he cancelled on meetings and stuff like that, why did he cancel on meetings? Was he too busy with work? Was he having like problems mentally? We cannot judge just this just based on what she says, because she divorced this guy and obviously has some grudge against him. So I don't think we can say like he's a deadbeat ex-husband, blah 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 blah, because we didn't hear his side of the story. So if you just look at the facts, you cannot expect your ex-husband, the father of your child, to take along a, another kid, even
Who's
if
not
this was
related?
just a friend.
Yeah, but basically,
Exactly, it's a
they're
father.
basically friends, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a father-son weekend, and especially this kid of your new husband. I mean, what the hell? I understand why he's upset. She's being weird for
Uh,
no particular reason.
so just hold that thought, Rippin. So I just like to welcome in Garish. Garish says hi, and yeah, I'm with Rippin Kitten here. So welcome back, Garish. We love your thoughts. I hope you've been well.
Hello, Garish.
Also, welcome back, some Lena. What did you have for your meal? Hope it was nice. You have a happy tummy now. Yili Autumn says the X is an a hole for the specific situation, um, and Cupid says, I think he agrees with you. Like he says that he wouldn't want his stepson to go with deadbeat X. Kids are not going to be treated the same. The X is not going to be emotionally mature enough. If they
I
weren't
don't even know that.
they weren't a deadbeat dad, they would be taking the kid into consideration more instead of being selfish and just pushing their own kid way more. Um, yeah, dad should take what the kid wants into consideration. So I think I'm with you, Rippin. If we take this at face value from what the OP is saying, then he sounds like an emotionally distant father, and he's just basically like trying to distance himself from even his own son, and in that case, he should really try and make accommodations to do what the son wants, because it's the time that he spends with his son is really for his son. But what you were telling
Yeah,
me,
I disagree.
what you were telling me also was like this is from her bias, right? So
Yeah,
perhaps like he's been trying to make efforts to try and see the son, but she's in the way, and that could have been
exactly.
done like legally, or it's just like they have like a 50-50. Well, it doesn't sound like they have a 50-50, but let's say they have like some standard amount of time that he can spend with his son, and she's making it difficult for him to do that. And now they're putting like an extra thing on, like saying, okay, now why don't you just take your stepbrother on this camping trip when it's really his time to spend with his son. So it's it's um it's fairly difficult. Yeah, but Garish, this is from the perspective of the OP. So maybe it's not accurate, like Rippin's saying. So I think all of this really depends. It depends on whether whether the ex husband is trying to make time for his son, and if he is trying to make time with his son, then I think he deserves like one-on-one time. But if it's just like like the opposite, then yeah, he should just make his son happy, I think.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
Because it's kids. Kids are always gonna want something that, like, if you plan a trip, they want to take this person and this person. You cannot take every wish of your child into account. You can listen to them and you can explain, like, okay, this is your father's son weekend and this is what you do with your dad, but maybe next time you can do something like a group activity. But if this is really important, like, okay, this is important to the father and son bonding, even if they do not like. The original arrangement was like twice a month, a weekend. That's not much either. I'm not sure what happened in this arrangement, but I somehow something feels off to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird, and especially the way she talks about her ex-husband, because that's the father of your child. You would should have to like help have them like help it to have them like a good relationship. Why did they agree with 2 weekends a month? Like, what is, I'm missing something here. I'm not gonna say that the ex-husband is a bad father or a deadbeat husband, because we do not know his story. We do not know his background, so I'm not gonna say that. And if you look at just the fact that this is a tradition, a father-son weekend tradition, that something they've done regularly, like yearly every time, then you should keep that tradition alive, because that's the one thing that was bonding the father and the son. And yes, okay, the kid is the kid and you have to take the wishes into account, but the parent is still a parent and parents are flawed as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot expect them to behave perfectly, but you can like play with the things they are giving to you. And this father is obviously giving like, I want this to be my father and son moment. Then you should respect that. There's other times where he can do things with the son and the friend with him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I think it depends, but if we were to take it at face value, then the OP is saying that this guy's like um, not really offering much of his own time, and he if he's not really offering as much of his own time to his son, he shouldn't really be able to um, demand conditions upon his time with his son. He should be grateful for whatever time he can have with his son. Um, if on the other hand she's making it difficult for him to see his son, then I think then he has the right um, to be more specific about the amount of time, the kind of time he has like solo with his son. Because like yeah, it feels like maybe like she's adding like an extra kid onto this trip when he's planned this all year
Mm.
and he really wants to have like bonding time with his son, and he's made efforts to do that. Um, but yeah, maybe it's not the case. So I think overall, to me, it all depends. There could be reasons for twice a month. Dad could be He might have moved away for work, and it's just not viable for weekly visits, for example. But if you miss the time, you make it up somehow. Yeah, that could be a plausible reason for the father wanting to be in the son's life but not having the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Dad is worried that the two boys will ignore him. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's because
That's not true. That's what she says. That's the mom says. You never heard the dad say that.
but it's plausible, right? It. I mean,
It could
it could
be.
be.
It could be big, but you can't take it as a fact.
No. I think we all agree that the stepbrother shouldn't go, regardless of whether it's a good dad or not. Um, maybe, yeah. This is a very complicated, messy situation. Do I
Yeah,
have any?
it's not something I would do
Hmm,
ever.
do I have a kid? I do not have a kid. I do not have any bear cubs right now. Where would she get it from if not from the dad? Um, I think you.
She says she had it from the ex-husband's mother.
Okay, I wasn't sure what that was in response to. We're probably like diving into this one a bit too deep. Do you want to go on to the next one, Rippin?
Yes.
Oh, this might be a bit big. All right,
Okay.
we can see your face too.
It's fine. It's like I'm licking the text.
It's a big ice cream.
I thought this one was funny though.
Um,
Am I the a-hole for claiming to be Christian even though I participate in premarital activities? So, wait, I'm gonna take a bigger one because this is difficult to read on your thing. Um, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, okay. It's fine, to you. You can leave it small. So I, 20 female, am very open about my sexuality, especially among my friends. I am pansexual, gender fluid, but everyone just goes by she, her, anyways, cause boobs. Polyamorous, sexually active somewhat. I had one partner in the past 2 years, and that person have been cut off. Earlier today, I had to go to the gym because I may have PCOS, I don't know what that is, and had to get an intravaginal ultrasound. Afterwards, I messaged my friend group text and said I just got violated by a big white stick, the most action I have seen in a while, lol. One of my friends, 20 male, goes, and the only action you should have until marriage. I thought this was a joke, so I sent a gif saying ha no and left it at that. However, this friend decides to continue and say, and you call yourself a Christian, side eye. In response, still trying to be funny, I say, I'm still a Christian, I'm just a Christian who fucks. And this seems to have awoken the whole group chat. One saying that I shouldn't even be having relations with people, even if it is one. Keep in mind, I've been celibate, including no masturbation, for 6 months. One was saying that my phrase joke didn't sit right with them, even though they are not a Christian, their words. And my other friend continues on by saying that's not how Christianity works. I'm trying to finish with the conversation now because I know from previous situations like this with the same group that once something, even the slightest bit sexual from me, pops up, then I start getting criticized, even though they could do the same thing and they get away with it. I say yet again that I'm still a Christian despite what they may think, and they still continue, even going on to say that I'm a hypocrite and comparing me to Christians who judge others and still say they are Christians. At this point, I have had enough and snapped at them. I told them how being a Christian doesn't mean you do everything right and according to the Bible. It's about believing in Jesus and how he died for our sins and trying to our best to be good. I told them how I didn't appreciate how they continued to judge and slut shame me, and even if I was a hypocrite, that they are ones too, because they also make these sexual jokes, and one even talking about what videos they like to watch. Even after I explained to them my feelings, they continued on but started changing how they said it. They began to say that they are only concerned for me and love me, and that's why they are telling me this. I have started to feel a bit bad about blowing up at them and have been thinking it over. What I am doing is hypocritical. Sex before marriage is a big no in the Christian community, and I have been basically singing out loud about my sexual adventures and joking about it as well, and then turn around and call myself a Christian. So, Reddit, please don't sugarcoat anything. Am I the a hole?
Ooh. Well, yeah, a lot of people here saying
Blasphemy!
you need to you need to find better friends, find friends who have better alignment to your beliefs. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And welcome in,
Oh my
Sam.
god, I'm gonna
Hello.
cry.
Um, yeah, it's good to see you, Sam. And hello, Mama. Welcome. I didn't say this on the line before, but welcome in. I hope you're having a good drive. Um, yeah, this is all about like like you should be able to do whatever you want to do as long as it's legal and it's it's like your beliefs are your beliefs, and you can say you're Christian, and then you take a subset of that, and that's really your life and how you choose to live it, and no one else should really be able to judge that. Um, if the friends are don't want to talk about that kind of stuff and think you're being too explicit and that sort of thing, um, yeah, they don't have to be friends with you. That's what I think.
Maybe she should change her friend group. I don't know.
Yeah, it's scary finding friends though. You want to try and make it work, but
That's
ultimately,
why we all find dogs
yeah,
and cats.
that's true. Dogs and cats, um, yeah, they don't
Cats
judge
and
you on
dogs.
whether you're a Christian or not. Probably,
Exactly. I feel like this is such a American conversation.
I feel like they're in Utah or something like that.
Mississippi!
They're in Mississippi.
Texas.
Hi, y'all. I'm from Utah. Uh, I just made fun of all
Do I
Americans.
need to read this in like a accent? So I'm very open about my sexuality.
I think we've everyone's found out that neither of us can do an American accent well. So I'm sorry to
No.
Americans.
Yeah.
I get a lot of flack from that from Mama and Cupid. My American accent's not great.
Find it funny how everyone always says that Jesus
Yeehaw.
died for our sins. Jesus didn't die for our sins. Jesus died because the Roman Empire couldn't stand up with this guy spreading nonsense. That's how it really happened. But people are just like, no, give me the fairy tale.
Well, I think they're
I
all
think it's
fairy
very
tales,
obvious now that
but
I'm not very religious.
I'm not either. So I think the same as you, Rippin. But if people want to believe that that there's a mystical man in the sky that's judging you all the time, then that's really a fundamental human right to believe in what they want to believe.
Yeah, I agree. But it still shouldn't mean that they are like mean and judgmental towards each other or make like feel like one is better than the other.
Yeah, because like people who believe in like Scientology, I place that on the same level as Christianity. But everyone makes fun of Scientology, but I'm like, Christianity's sounds just as
It's
ridiculous to
practically
me.
it's all a cult. Everything is just like every religion is just a cult that has blown out of proportions.
Mm.
It
Uh,
is.
yeah, I totally agree. Cooper says, barring very few minorities, no one follows the Bible 100%. and anyone calling themselves out for not following a certain part of the Bible while breaking parts can go do one. I think the Christian Bible, if you follow it to like the letter, there are like self contradictory things in it, so it's almost
Hmm.
impossible to live a completely Bible abiding life, from what I understand. And there's like even stuff that um, like things that are illegal in today's society were said that you could do those things in the Bible. So it's there's a lot of difficulties living a life according to the Bible.
Yeah.
Um, One of your friends, Sam, is exploring Christianity. You think she's going to settle on liking to do it rather than going to organized church? Yeah, a lot of people in dating say, you gotta follow my belief, and otherwise, I'm not interested in people outside of that religion. And I think the thing is, people who are in uh, like really tight knit religious organizations, they'll all their friend circles and all of their social life is like bound to that inner circle. So it becomes extremely difficult um, to see a world outside of that. Um, so I think it's going to be difficult to have a relationship where one person believes one thing and another person believes the other, even though in theory it shouldn't matter.
Yeah. There's things where you can differ, and there's things that it's easier if you just have the same mindset on it.
Hmm.
And I think religion is one of those.
Yep, yep, I totally agree. Garish says, after watching a certain documentary, you're pretty sure Jesus and Mary Magdalene were having an extramarital relationship. Uh, yeah, that I don't know the details
Jesus?
of the exact things of that, but would the ages line up, Garish? And were they still related? That's. Did they say that she was just a virgin mother? Or am I thinking the wrong person? Is Mary Magdalene the mother of Jesus? I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
No, she was I think she was his lover.
Ah, okay, okay, all right. I thought that's what you were saying, Garish. Okay. Oh, it's funny. She said, "Ye gods know." That's very funny. Some people believe the Earth is flat. Cupid says they're stupid, but okay, sure. Cupid, I think that's the same as Christianity to me. There's honestly no difference. Um, just keep it out of science and schools. That's and don't say that they're the same thing. Um, you've always questioned church
Yeah,
as a concept. Like, why not volunteering for a few hours a week instead of attending a lecture? That's a good point, Yearly Autumn. I haven't thought about that. Like, if you want to do good in the world, why not just do good in the world instead of listening to somebody talk for a while? Um,
exactly.
that's a pretty
There's
good
many
point.
things you can do.
You can,
Yeah.
or you could do both, but don't just do good in the world instead. Um, Having belief helps them. Yeah, I think it's really tied to their social circles. It's scary for a religious person to not be to even explore the idea of not being religious because it's a big social safety net for them. Um, Mary was 13 or 14 when she had Jesus, so back when the Bible was written, sex before marriage wasn't really an issue. At that age, it would be a huge issue now. Yeah, that's not cool. Rusty says she was his side piece. She was a follower, maybe. Yeah, I thought that she was the mother. I don't know the Christian origin story that well.
No, no, Mary Magdalene is not his mother.
Okay, it's funny that they had the same name, right?
It's yeah, it's sort of she was just Mary, and the other was Mary Magdalene.
It's confusing. It's confusing to me because
Which
I don't really look into it.
I even
Um,
wonder if her name really was Mary. Because they were like from Jerusalem and stuff. That's like where, like, that's like Arabic countries. Mary and Magdalene are not very Arabic names.
mhm.
Jesus, slightly, could be like Mediterranean influenced. I don't know.
There are a lot of people called Jesus. I don't know if that's anything.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's kind of strange how they are allowed to be named Jesus, though. Because you're not allowed to be named Hitler.
They're very like Christian people. There are a lot of Christian people in like Brazil and Portugal and Spain and stuff, right, where a
I
lot of them are
wonder
Christian.
I wonder if you're allowed to name your kid Saddam.
You probably are. You just wouldn't be a very good person.
You're not allowed here in Belgium. You're not allowed to name your kid Adolf.
Really, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
That's interesting. Like
nothing
like
Hitler
legally.
related. Yeah, there's you have to like go to City Hall and give in the name, and they can say like we do not accept this name. Like if you give your kid a name that is like ridiculous, they'll say like no.
All right, so I think this has gone to like a rabbit hole of exposing my ignorance on Christianity. So do you want to go on to the next one?
Yes. I'll quickly go to the bathroom.
Okay, no
I'll be
worries.
right back, people. Just
So Yearly Autumn says, has anyone seen Kunk on Earth on Netflix? I've seen it on YouTube, Yearly Autumn, and yeah, it I sound like the host because I sound like I'm trolling everybody, but not, by not knowing. But I honestly didn't know. We had like I actually grew up in a fairly rural area where there was a lot of people who were into like Christianity quite a lot. I never got into it, and it just confused the heck out of me. They don't teach religion in public school now. Well, I honestly, I think that's a good thing. Or if they do teach religion, it should every religion should be treated like on an equal plane. So it's like a cultural studies kind of thing. It shouldn't be taken as the interpretation of what happened literally on Earth. Uh, Cupid, you say a few years ago there was a whole thing with the family with the name Hitler and wanted to name their kid Adolf, and it was blocked. You think that was in the UK? Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think you should be able to name your kid Adolf Hitler. That seems like cruel and unnecessary punishment for the child who doesn't have the ability to stop that from happening. Could you imagine growing up with that name and then like your trolling parents or probably like drunk or stoned or something deciding to name you Adolf Hitler? That'd be a terrible life to live. Imagine going through school like that. Yeah, it's not great.
what? We're
Cupid
talking about Hitler Hitler names.
Cupid saying a few years ago there's a family with the name with the surname Hitler and they wanted to name their kid Adolf.
Oh
And,
my
and I'm
god,
like
no.
that's a horrible punishment for a kid.
Why
Um,
would you do that?
I honestly don't know.
I would even change my last name if it was Hitler.
They should change their last name. Yeah.
Many people did actually.
Um, yeah, the government blocked it. It was child abuse. It is child abuse. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're ready
Okay.
for your story. See you.
All right. So let's move on from religion and Adolf Hitler, and we'll do a bit of a context shift. All right. um, my friend is having a destination wedding on a Wednesday. This wedding takes place in a different country. Driving is not an option. Airplane tickets are $1,300 for me and my partner. She is getting married in the middle of the week, so we have to take almost an entire week of something time off. I think paid
Time
time
off.
off. Plus, she's not providing any accommodations in terms of food or lodging. This will likely be an additional $2,000. Lastly, I'm a bridesmaid and I'm expected to purchase my own gown. Because of this wedding, we will not be able to take any other vacations, and I'll be stretched thin just to try and afford this. I know she would be extremely upset if I said I wasn't going, but I really don't want to spend all of my money and vacation time to attend a wedding in a destination I don't really care to go. Any advice? What do you think, Rippin?
Ooh. And she's a bridesmaid?
It sounds like it. Yeah,
Why
she.
is I mean, if I mean, honestly, if your friend is getting married and she wants you to be the bridesmaid, and she then is like, yeah, it's going to be a destination wedding, she should like accommodate something, like make for like sleeping place and the dress, and I mean, you can't expect people to pay for all of this.
Hmm.
Especially like this sounds expensive. I wouldn't go.
So Gareth said she already consented to being a bridesmaid, but she probably did without understanding a lot of these other details. Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
Like
key thing. Like, did she know all of these things? And if so, then she's just basically complaining about the cost of the thing, even though she's mentally committed to going already. On the other hand, if this was something that thrown to her unexpectedly, then um, yeah, I wouldn't. Doesn't sound like she can really go. Um, Maybe she can just
yeah,
barely
cuz
afford it, but that's a lot of money to go to a wedding.
yeah, also cuz usually people don't say like when they ask someone to be their bridesmaid, "Oh yeah, it's going to be a destination wedding and it's going to be this." And you don't usually it's not like that. They're like, "Hey, I'm engaged and I would really like you to be my bridesmaid. Do you want to do it?" And then they're like, "Yeah." And then you get to know all this stuff after a while. So,
Mm,
mm,
yeah, the friend could be a little more accommodating. Yeah, I think so too.
I think too.
Maybe their financial situations are very different, and or at least like offering lodging could help a lot, or
Yeah.
like maybe you don't
Or at
pay
least
all of
like
it, or just pay some, or
for your bridal group or how they name it, the
hmm.
people you have like in your close bridal party.
Yeah, I think basically you shouldn't be expected to go, and then maybe the married couple shouldn't be expected to pay for your stuff. On the other hand, they could offer it just to be nice and to help make the situation happen, but they shouldn't be offended if you don't go. So there's a lot of different factors there.
Yeah. See, we come again at my point. Just don't have a relationship. Have a dog.
Yeah, uh, dogs and cats
Your
aren't likely to
your
get married
your your
or have
your
destination
friends
weddings.
will be very thankful for you.
Yeah. Or if they get married, it's probably going to be small, hopefully.
Married. To the dogs can get married.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I've seen pets get married.
It's
Apparently, it's a
kind of
thing.
cute. It's kind of cute.
Garish is smart. Yeah, just have internet friends that you'll never meet in real life. Then this problem will never, never manifest
See, that's
itself.
not. I don't fit into that. I meet my internet friends. I've met up with a couple of them by now.
Oh,
I'm that persistent.
um,
One day I'll visit you, Bear.
okay. I'd love to have you here, Rippin. Or if I go around to Europe,
But
I'll be
I
sure to
think
drop by.
I actually think I would prefer you to come here because Australia has like the most lethal animals, and I do not want to see any of those humongous spiders that rock around there. So I'd probably like lock myself up in fear of seeing anything I don't want to see.
Kiva said I made it sound like a threat. I'm sorry. I'm
I
really
didn't know
bad at
what you
saying
meant.
words. I think I
What?
said
What
something
did you
like, "Oh, if I go to Europe, I'll be sure to drop by or something like that." Oh no, he said you did.
say?
Oh, I didn't notice it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
Ripon,
threat.
you probably don't want to come to Australia because it gets quite sunny, and I don't. I think you said you had
No, be in sun.
yeah, you don't have the skin for being in the sun. Maybe come around in winter if you want to.
Just
Uh,
come to Europe, see you.
you everyone in Europe's killed off all of the deadly animals.
It's just too rough to live here. You know, we have that Viking ancestry.
Oh, the people have gotten hardier, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go to the
I
next
think
one, Ripon?
I've actually been thinking about doing one of those DNA ancestry test thingies. I'm like curious what it would say.
Yours is fairly interesting, right? Because I think you've said you've got like Spanish heritage and also
It's a mixed
like
match.
Scottish or something, right? Was it Scottish or
Um, like I don't know about Spanish. I'm definitely part French, part Scottish.
you just have family
Hence the
in
red
Spain?
hair. My family lives in Spain, yeah. The chances are there that I have some French and Spanish heritage, but I should like look it up further because I'm like looking into like the genealogy of my family, and I've gone back to like I think the 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
So fairly interesting. I have family in Canada.
Oh, that's nice.
I discovered that I have family in Canada. Um, but I haven't said anything to the person yet. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay. Uh Story time. I'm leaving my fiance after his surgery. Please excuse the shit grammar and run on sentences. My fiance is waiting to go into surgery, and I've decided I'm going to leave him once he heals. There's no dramatic fallout. Right before they took him for prep, he tried to take his phone with him, but the nurse told him he couldn't take it, and before he gave it to me, he turned it off. That set off alarms in my head, but I didn't say anything. I don't want to add any extra stress on him before he goes in. Now, in the past, we've had issues with him going on date sites, etc., and I forgave him, but I don't have it in me anymore. We have children together, so that's why I stayed and forgave him. I grew up without my father and mother for a while, and I didn't want them to experience what I went through. I will not keep the children from him. He's a good father, but as for us, I'm done. I don't trust him, and I don't allow him to pull me back into the dark place of depression. A part of me feels like I'm overreacting, but I need to protect my peace. I'm not going to go through his phone while he's getting his surgery, even though in my gut I know I'd find exactly what I'd be looking for, but I've grown past that. I just want to leave with grace because I've given this man 10 years of my life and loved him honestly for everything that he was, and I can walk away knowing I've given him my all. It didn't work out, and I accept that.
So, what is she really asking? Is she?
It was a true of my chest story.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a
So
true off my chest. Okay. Oh, Yearly Autumn's
she's
saying
just
that.
she's just leaving her fiance.
I think
Wait a
good.
minute, they're not even married. Well, I guess that's a good time to leave then.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
legally bounded.
Well, yeah, good job. Don't get married. That's definitely don't get married.
Exactly.
It sounds like there is
Divorce,
a lot of issues there.
separate and have a dog. Surgery for what though? Like may hold out a bit until he's recovered. Why?
Like if he had cancer or something and he needs help or something like that. Because
You
like
can still do that when you're separated.
yeah, so I think maybe she has some apprehension because like let's say like he has cancer and he's went through like a really uh, difficult surgery or something, she didn't want to give him the news that she was going to leave him while he was in the middle of like um like a very traumatic and difficult recovery time. I can understand that,
Yeah,
but like I don't
would be
think
the
it's
perfect revenge though.
I also don't think it's wrong for her to say that she's leaving him during that time also, because those things are kind of more independent of each other.
She does say
Oh,
after his surgery.
okay, yeah. She's saying. Yearly Autumn says, meant more holding off telling the kids. Yeah, because they're seeing their father go through something difficult too. So yeah, it'd be like a
Mhm.
double hit to say, okay, well,
Yeah, they might hold it against the mother after when they get older or something, because that's kind of stuff you don't forget as a kid.
yeah. I guess maybe they would tie the two things together. Like, well, you know, dad's sick and mum's leaving him at the same time. Therefore,
I
it
think
equals mum's
this,
fault. Maybe.
yeah, I think this requires communication with the father, because she hasn't really found anything, but there's this distrust, and that is something that needs to be talked about. You cannot just like blindside him and be like, yeah, you didn't give your phone, I don't trust you, blah 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 blah. It might have been another reason, like I don't know why, but
Yeah, Garish is right. Like, he was on dating sites, so
in the past.
in the past before they were together.
Yeah. Now in the past we've had issues with him going on dating sites, etc., and I forgave him. She's like thinking that that is what he's doing, but she's not sure. So I think it's just she needs to like say to him like, okay, yeah, I have seen you do that with your phone, and I'm really not trusting you anymore, and I don't feel like I can go on with this relationship.
Hmm.
And I mean, it's not like that's her feeling, she's entitled to it, but you can't not like be like, okay, this is it and you have nothing to say anymore. I just think he should be able to like come with something back, because what if this distrust comes from that past experience? Maybe they can still work on it, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's true what Garish says, you cannot have a relationship if there's no trust. I have had in the like that's basically the reason why my relationships in the past have failed. And I've had people that were so high up in trust and I so much love and stuff like that. But the minute that I feel like that is gone, you're bottom tier. It's never going to come back with me. And maybe this is the case with this woman. So but still she should this just she should just say, like, have a conversation with the guy.
It sounds like
This
she brought up some old things, and if she really forgave him, then it shouldn't matter anymore.
exactly.
But I think she definitely still holds it to heart, and she never really did forgive him. They're just together tenuously.
Yeah, well, I mean, trust is a very fragile thing. If this was broken in the past and they haven't worked actively on like regaining that trust, that they were like, yeah, okay, we're gonna put aside and we're going on. Yeah, it's not gonna get solved like that. She's gonna keep That's gonna keep festering, and every little thing is gonna make her doubt even more, and like until it explodes in this moment. Like he what doesn't want to give off the phone, and everything that she was worried about, and all the distrust is coming back. And I feel like this post is like a rant of her saying like, I don't trust him. I've had enough of it. My feelings are there, and I want to separate. I don't think she's like actually like started to separate or anything, or she's done it or anything. She's just This is probably just a rant.
Mm, yeah, I think everyone's telling her to leave the relationship. Like, so, yeah, just
I
follow your
agree.
heart and leave the relationship.
If you got a hunch, it's usually true. I should have trusted my gut more in the past too. That's why
uh,
I want a dog. I want a dog. I saw one in a shelter. It was the perfect puppy, but it's already sold.
Ah, well, I'm sure you'll find another puppy to love, Rippin.
Yeah. They the puppies don't come that easily. And I like want a certain type of dog.
Oh, like a certain breed or a certain personality.
Yeah. This one was like, yeah. I was so into it. God. I'm also like not the easiest person once I have my mind set on something. Hard
Um,
to let it go.
next stream, everybody, Rippin adopts a dog. You'll get like 10 billion viewers, and everyone's like, "Oh, look, cute puppies."
I might like vlog something like that. People have asked me to start vlogging.
Vlogging, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm so lazy. Like I would have to film, then I would have to edit, and I'm so like not I'm
I'm more of the throw up something online kind of person, not a edit and clean up and spend time doing that kind of person.
maybe if I have like a lot of time, but I'm like lazy.
The people who are successful get people to do it for them, I think.
Exactly. Maybe I get rich streaming and then I can pay someone to do that for me.
Um, I hope that happens, Rippin. Then I'll say I knew her before she was famous.
It's not gonna work with my two viewers.
All right, do you want to go to the next one, Rippin?
Yes.
All right, everyone. So this one is: am I the a-hole for yelling at my girlfriend to stop eating everything? My 28 male, girlfriend 26 female, got laid off about 6 months ago. She has been unemployed ever since. This means money is tight. I'm covering all of our rent, utilities, groceries, everything except for her car payment and gas money. The problem is, my girlfriend keeps eating all of our food, like all of it. We always run out of food money before my paycheck comes in. She'll eat everything she wants and leave me with plain crackers or lettuce. I mean everything. Even stuff I've specifically labeled or said I want. The cupboards will be bare and I'll have to skip meals 3 days before my paycheck because she's eaten everything. She probably gained nearly 30 pounds since she was let go. I came home from work for lunch the other day and brought us each a Subway sandwich. I only ate half of mine, so I popped it in the fridge and told her that I'd just have it for dinner. When I got off work and she went to get it, she'd already eaten it. It got really out of hand when I bought some cupcakes that I gave to my sister, 17F, for her birthday, and some pomegranate juice I really love, but I can't have often because it's a little expensive. I put them in the fridge, told her not to touch them, and both were gone. There was only one cupcake left out of a box of 4 full-sized ones, and my juice was all gone. I lost it. I screamed at her to stop effing eating everything I buy. We've had this conversation before, or I tried to in a polite way, but she shuts me down and denies it. She's always hungry, and she's stressed from being unemployed, and she can't help it. I yelled at her, and I told her that it was disgusting that I can't leave my food in my own home. She started crying and telling me that I'm fat shaming her. Am I the a-hole? What do you think, Rippin?
No, you're not the a-hole.
So, yeah, it's Garish says
No.
she needs therapy. It sounds like she does. She's bored and depressed. Screaming at her is wrong, but understand the frustration. Yeah, I think she's very emotionally distraught at her situation, and she's obviously eating way more than she needs to. And but yeah, like the OP is getting hungry. Like that's he's
Yeah,
starving.
I mean, even though you can be like, oh, she lost her job, she's probably like depressed and stuff like that, he continuously asks her to stop eating this. She's totally neglecting his feelings or even his fucking basic needs like food.
Mm.
She's I mean, yeah, okay, she gained 30 pounds, blah, 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 blah. That's not healthy on its own. But it's not that. It's the fact that she does not care about him. She doesn't care.
His
It's not because you lost your job that you have to go be a sad little couch potato. Come on, grow a pair. I have no sympathy for this.
his survival needs trump her emotional needs, in my opinion.
I would kick her out.
You kick her out.
Yeah. You go take care of yourself, go find your own job, get on your feet, and if you maybe then want to consider like coming back to my life, then you can put in some effort, but obviously you don't care.
Yeah, she doesn't care, or she has some serious problems, like really
Yeah,
bad.
and she is gaslighting him because when he complains about it, she says he's fat shaming her. That's
Yeah,
manipulative.
that's true. That is true.
So
Yeah.
I would kick her out.
So Rippin would kick out girlfriend. I think that I probably I guess it would depend on how I felt about girlfriend to say whether maybe we could make it work with therapy or not. But it's definitely a sign of taking your own needs above your partner's. So um, addiction is like
He's
that.
not saying anything about his feelings.
Addiction is like that. So maybe the addiction can be
Mm-hmm.
cured because it is a mental illness.
Yeah.
So yeah, if Gareth says
Still,
if she's
it's
not willing to go therapy, then go bye bye. Yeah, yeah, because
exactly
she
like,
is there's something wrong with her, like in the sense that she needs help, and maybe that help will
yeah,
fix
but like,
everything.
she ate his sister's birthday present.
I know it's very bad. It's very bad.
I mean,
That there's some serious problems there.
this is so not okay.
Mm. Doesn't sound like
Probably,
they have
yeah.
money for therapy. That's true. That's unfortunate, isn't it?
If she's kicked out of the place, she's gonna be she will have to like pick up life. It will be necessary, so it will be a great help for her.
I'm I don't know why this popped into my head, but I watched a documentary on YouTube about these two guys who were like their ship capsized, so they were on
Yeah.
like a life raft for like
Oh, I saw that one too.
30 something days.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so there's been like news recently that um, like the family of one of the guys who died,
Yeah.
they were like, oh, we're gonna sue the guy who did survive because they had a pact between them apparently that um, that like they wouldn't resort to eating each other until like another person's like so the body can be taken to the family or something like that. So
Yeah.
that popped into my head. Um, but anyway, like the point is, like he's starving, and he might resort to desperate measures.
Well, she's got extra anyway.
She basically he was fattening her up to like he'd
A
fatten.
pig for slaughter.
Sorry, I got very dark, everybody. But that's
It's fine. It's my kind of humor.
oh, hello, Cole Scopes, Teddy Grahams or gummy bears. Um, I don't know what you're asking. Is it me? Am I gummy bears? And hello, Vidal. Welcome in. I'm sorry, Yearly Autumn. I was just joking. The story wasn't about me. I don't know what Teddy Grahams are. Cole Scopes. Is it a candy? Is it like a biscuit?
I don't know what that is either. Teddy Grahams. Sounds like a cookie.
It sounds like a cookie, like little bear shaped cookies. They're like graham
Graham
cracker
Cracker
bears.
Bears.
We used to have a brand in Australia, and I think they must be similar. They're like the size of like your thumb, but they were shaped in little bears. Uh, and I think they
Mm-hmm.
were like little. They're like little cookies. They're quite nice.
Like tiny teddies.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the gummy. I prefer a cookie over a gummy, so I'd have to go for Teddy Grahams.
Talking about gummies, I just realized I forgot to take my medication again today.
Um,
Okay.
you have little bear gummies medication. That's cute. That's so cute.
Yeah, I showed you those. Bears
I've
with
seen them.
benefits.
Yeah, bears with benefits. That's nice.
They're top. I love them. Have what vitamins for the day and then melatonin gummies for in the evening to get better sleep. Because people with depression don't sleep very well.
All right. But bye bye, Yearly Autumn. Thanks for joining us today. Um,
Bye bye, yearly autumn. It was fun having you in chat.
do you want to move to the next one, Rippin?
Yeah, guess we can all agree she should stop eating his food.
I think that was the
But
general consensus, and then I took it to a very dark place.
he, I loved this one. I ordered a burger at McDonald's and now my cousin won't talk to me. This is honestly such a weird situation that I don't know how to proceed. It was my cousin's birthday last week and she insisted on going to the mall and then eat at McDonald's. She doesn't like fancy stuff. Even though she is a vegetarian, she kept insisting, saying that she would find something she liked anyway, so we agreed. She's the kind of vegetarian that wants to force her lifestyle on every person that dares to eat meat in front of her. At McDonald's, I ordered a cheeseburger. So did my male cousin, and the birthday cousin got fries and veggie dippers. Of course, that caused some issues. During the whole lunch, she kept on criticizing McDonald's menu, what they put in burgers, and people who eat meat in general, along with giving me and my other cousin dirty looks all the time. The chaos started when I said, "This burger is so good." The birthday cousin began scolding me on how I was complimenting dead animals and how insensitive I was for saying such stuff in front of her. In my country, it's typical for the birthday person to pay for everyone's meal if they invite someone to eat out, and the guests bring gifts. And when we finished lunch, she refused to pay for my meal and reluctantly paid my other cousin's one and hers, of course. She hasn't spoken to me since then and avoids me every time we bump into each other. This situation is absurd and I am seriously confused.
Okay, so it was her birthday, but she everyone went to McDonald's even though she obviously hates it. I don't understand.
This is like Sark
This
going
this
to
is like
McDonald's
Sark, isn't it?
for his
Yeah.
birth for his birthday.
Oh, we
And then being like all like but the irony in this is she's vegetarian, she's not vegan, she doesn't have a leg to stand on.
yeah. So she still eats um
Animal products.
animal products. Yeah, like eggs and
And those
and stuff.
animals suffer too. You think those chickens have a pink cloud life? Or those dairy cows have a wonderful life? No, you dumb cow.
Well, yeah, we can't really go back to nature because we've genetically engineered via natural selection um, all these animals to be like agricultural animals for humans. They can't really like
Yeah.
do perform normally in the natural environment. Like we had this idyllic image in our head of animals roaming free in the environment, but like the farm animals and the agriculture animals, that's not what they're like anymore. We've bred them to be like
No.
mass producing things now, so that's not really
Exactly.
yeah. That's so they do suffer in those cages and the way that we treat them. Um,
Exactly. That's why I believe that vegetarians are the biggest hypocrites of all because they're like, yeah, I don't eat meat because I care for the animals. Yeah, no, bish. If you wanted to care for the animals, you'd be going vegan. That's when you care for the animals.
yeah,
And I can talk about it. I've been vegan for 3 years and I only went to eat meat again because my doctor told me to, and I'm not very happy about it.
Yeah, Cupid. He embodies my point of view. If you want to be vegan or vegetarian, that's great. That's your choice. Uh, I don't want to hear about it. I mean, I'm happy to hear about it, but I don't like the point of view
You don't want to be
that they're
forced. You
morally
don't want to be
superior.
forced.
I don't want to be forced,
Yeah.
and I don't want to, and I don't want them to do like a moral superiority high ground thing on me.
But masquerader, I'm not vegan.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
gotta
much
admit,
my point of view.
I got I gotta admit though, now I eat some meat again. It does taste damn good.
Yeah, I think I would probably go vegan if um in the future they can do like, just grow the meat on like a substrate,
Laboratory stuff.
like lab
Yeah,
meat.
they're doing that. They're doing that now. Like the what is it called? The meat that is created in laboratories.
I would be
But people
perfectly
are like,
happy with
no.
that.
Yeah, me too. People are like, yeah, we don't want to eat it because it's not real meat. Blah 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 blah. Who fucking cares? I mean, it will be like it's the future.
I think it is the future. Like um and hopefully it's like cheaper than growing the full animal. And it's like logically it would have to be because like you don't have to uh you know give it water, give it shelter, give it, all of these things. Just growing the meat would, like by itself, would probably be like the same energy efficiency as just growing a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just expensive now, but I think it's the future. I know a lot of people
Me
are
too.
apprehensive about it, but you think about how artificial our food how artificial our food is already. Um,
Yeah.
it's already like fake stuff, all like nonstop. So why
Like
not?
they injected with stuff to make it like more juicy and all that kind of things.
Yeah, nothing we eat is real. Oh, Jeffatastic, hello. Good to see you. Um, yeah, it needs to be fully tested to make sure you're not creating weird mutant people. Uh, yeah,
Ooh.
I'm sure it'll be under like heavy health scrutiny, and it'll be extensively tested before it's like released to the public. Obviously, you need to know that it's safe first. I agree with that. You disagree with how?
Masquerade
Sorry, please go on.
Masquerader says he won't eat you.
He won't eat me.
Yeah.
It's not bear season, Masquerader. You can get bear meat in America. I found that out recently. I'm
What?
I'm not happy with that. No, no to bear meat. If I would be okay,
Yeah,
I
that's
would be
really
okay with bear
easy.
meat if human was on the table, and I'm not okay with that. So
Ugh.
bear meat is sustainable. You know this
Yuck. No, you.
this stream has turned into like the cannibalism stream. Have you noticed
No
that?
to bad me. Exactly, Vidal.
Yeah.
Ew.
No, no to bear meat. Let's protest you and I, Vidal.
I heard people eat squirrels too.
Yeah, like
I
farm
mean,
raised
you
or
can
naturally caught.
naturally caught, I think. How do farm raised squirrels?
Um,
It's supposed to taste really good in autumn. Oh my god, I'm gonna vomit.
I'm going to ignore that one, Cupid.
I don't want to know.
People eat pigeon too. I've actually had pigeon before. I didn't
I've
think it
had
was
pigeon
that.
before
I
too.
didn't think it was that rare. It's extensively eaten in Asia. I think I
It's
had a lot of
eaten
it in
here
Asia.
too.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't get like the pigeons that are roaming around cities because that's disgusting. Because they're just like eating
I
garbage
had
and
it as
stuff.
a kid.
Oh yeah.
I had it as a kid. Yeah. My mom made the weirdest shit. Ew. She also like made like pig brains and stuff that like that. She has some weird cooking skills.
Uh, So I think the overall theme of the stream is people will eat anything if they're hungry. Like that just ties
Yeah,
all of the stories together.
we're
They can't.
actually very similar to pigs in that way.
Yeah, that's true. Um. So with the story here, why? The only question I had was why did we why did they go to McDonald's? I don't understand that.
He insisted to go, but I don't understand why. It's like, yeah, I want to go, we happy, and then we're here. I'm gonna shame you for eating meat and blah 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 blah. I mean, it's kind of weird and mean.
I don't think there were that many vegan things in McDonald's. So isn't that kind of
Some
weird?
McDonald's have some McDonald's have the McPlant.
Oh, so that's like got the fake meat patty in it.
It's the vegan burger,
Oh, okay.
and they have them in the Netherlands. Here in Belgium, they have the veggie burger.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Well, that's I learned something today. Yeah, okay. So basically, she's like, well, let's go to McDonald's, and I'm going to insist you order the things I'm going to impose my beliefs on you on what you order, and I'm unhappy with that. So you know,
It's kind of weird. I would feel tricked.
yeah, yeah. I think that's no good. So yeah, I'm not with the no, I'm with the OP. Yeah, cousin's got to
Got a
lighten
lack of
up.
brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and lack of brain. All right, do you want to go to the next one?
Yes.
Oh, Mama says is this take your kid to work today, Mama? I think it's take your work to kid day.
Oh, we don't have that here in Belgium.
It is? Oh, very nice. How's it going? For your birthday, Cupid, we're gonna be forcing everyone to go to your cult seminar. Is it vegan? That's the question. Um, all right, so this is the next story. We're on our second last one. I think I'm losing a bit of energy here, so we'll probably we'll do this one and then your one, and that's we'll call it a stream there. Are you still good for
Yeah,
that?
sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is: am I the a-hole for not removing Disney items from my house? My 35 female husband, 38 male, are what you would call Disney adults. We used to work for the parks in college, and we met there. For us, it has sentimental value as well as being something we both loved from childhood. Now, both of us are conscious not to be those Disney adults. We can hold conversations outside of movies and parks. We both work well paying jobs unrelated to the company. We both have hobbies and other interests. Our son isn't big on Disney, and we're cool with that. It's just something that we enjoy, as well as our daughters. We nurture all of our children's hobbies and interests. We also don't blow all of our money on this stuff. I know it may sound overly defensive, but we get a lot of comments from people who don't know us well. Anyway, we live in a renovated farmhouse on a bit of land that includes a barn that we finished off, with hopes to make it a guest house one day. In the meantime, we've had a relative get married here, and it was gorgeous. Now my sister, 28 female, wants to get married on our property, and we are all for it. Everything's been planned for months, and the wedding is in June. It's set to be outside completely, but if it rains, we can move the party to the barn. The only reason a guest would have to go inside a house is to use the bathroom. We have two on the first floor. The only Disney items are Winnie the Pooh hand towels. I told my sister I'd replace them with regular ones. Wedding space has no Disney items. However, she wants me to take down everything Disney on the first floor of our home, as guests will see. We have a lot of Disney items, pictures, paintings, blankets, Funko Pops, decorations, figurines, dishware, etc., all made for adults. And a lot of it's subtle or vintage, but you can tell it's Disney. 1. This would be a massive undertaking. It's not as simple as shoving stuff in a closet. We'd have to pack it up and find a place to store. The sheer amount would require at least 2 hours of packing, not to mention storage or unpacking after. 2. It's ridiculous to me. Who cares if people see? She says it looks tacky, and she doesn't want people to remember her wedding for that. I told her we're decorating the outside and barn as she wants. We're letting her use the property for free, which she keeps bragging about to her friends as it's saving her a ton. When my husband and I stood firm, she whined to our parents who told us to grow up and take it down. All right, what do you think, Rippin?
That's so rude.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like you're
I mean,
you
she's getting like a completely free venue for her wedding. Her sister is doing all that, and like, what? Oh, that's so mean. And then the parents. Oh, ditch that family. You
yeah.
don't need them. You can.
They're terrible. Like you're kind enough to offer your home for the wedding venue. Like how are they able to impose any demands on you?
And also,
That's
like,
awful.
those people do not need to walk around in their house.
That's true. I mean,
I mean,
it sounds like
it's
it's
their
very
home.
minor as well because it's like, oh well, there'll be some towels there, and like, what's the big
Yeah.
deal? It's not a it's not a major thing in the slightest. I don't understand. Um, but the thing is, like, this is from the perspective of someone who like I wouldn't really care about my wedding. Like for me, a wedding is just it should just be a nice, simple ceremony. I wouldn't want anything big or lavish. What's important to
Same.
me is, it's just the people who are there, and if it's got its own quirks, like Disney stuff, or it's got some
I would kind of
characteristic.
like that
Yeah,
actually.
it's
I
just a
like
good
this stuff.
memory, if anything. It wouldn't bother me in the slightest. But there are people who aren't like that, Rippin, and there are people who want to completely engineer and uh, intricately design their wedding to the
Control.
nth degree. There are people who
Yeah,
who are
because
out there that exist, and I know this for a fact. And I can see in my head those people saying, "Oh, she should just get rid of all the Disney stuff." So I can see that perspective, but I don't agree with it.
yeah, well, I would say that okay, if you pay me money, I will do that. But as long as you're getting it for free, you don't have a say in this.
They're already making some concessions already, like to do things for her to make it more amenable. Um, yeah, but if she's getting paid for it, then I think that changes the context a little bit, and maybe she
Yeah.
can use that money to get hire people to do the things that she wants. That's probably
Hmm.
fine. She should offer to pay if she really wants it. She should offer to pay for the stuff to get moved and moved back, and
Yeah,
I think that would be okay. Oh,
I agree with that.
uh, yeah, and people should be able to like Disney if they want, if they're adults. I don't see anything wrong with that. I do a lot of Disney karaoke, and I'm not a child. I enjoy it. Q Q10, hello, welcome. How are you doing? I saw you do House Flipper the other day. That looked really fun. Um, I was very nosy, and I was like, don't have a rug in your kitchen. Sorry. I hope that wasn't too intrusive. Uh, yeah. So yeah,
Ooh.
the paying for it doesn't matter because the home wasn't part of the offer. Yeah, that's true, Vidal. It's very Swedish to have a rug in the kitchen. I don't like that at all. That bothers me.
Why is why is that Swedish?
Does anyone have rugs in their kitchen, like a carpet or a rug?
Yes.
You do.
I yeah.
I
It's not like the complete kitchen is in a rug, but I have like a runner. You know what I mean?
um like a carpet or a fabric or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have one at the door to go outside and then yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Kitchens get you know occasionally things splatter on the ground, and I don't want that on a carpet.
You can throw the carpet in the washing machine.
That's true. That's true. Okay,
I don't know, it's cozy.
it's cozy. Yeah,
Mhm.
everybody's different. It sounds like.
That's true. No judging.
Uh, Q10, I've been pretty well. I haven't streamed in a very long time, but I'm glad that Rippin's here with me. So she's carrying the stream for me. She's
Am
helping me
I?
out. She's holding my hand, and I'm gonna get back into it because of her encouragement. Thanks, Rippin. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
My pleasure.
All right,
So yeah, I think we can all agree that she should not take down her Disney stuff for her entitled sister.
she should proudly show her Disney stuff now because
Yeah.
her sisters insulted
I
her.
would I would decorate the entire barn in Disney.
Yeah, it's it's now a Disney themed wedding, whether you like it or not. Ungrateful
At that
sister.
point. Yeah.
Are we
And
writing
the opening dance will be "Let It Go, Let It Go."
all Disney music too?
Yeah.
No, we're not going to write comments back to OP, but we could do that, Jippo. Do you think that would be interesting? I could write the the comments live. You
You
are.
can you can go you can go to the posts on Reddit,
Hmm. All right, so
and then if you find the post on Reddit, you can. God damn it, I can't find a word. You can reply to it.
I don't think we're going to solve their problems, but we're just being nosy. I think this is the nosy stream. Um,
Also, like after these posts, there are already like a billion people replying to this, so I don't think our reply would add that much value. We just use their drama to make like an interesting podcast.
all right, do you want to do the last one, Rippin?
Yes.
All
You
right,
tired, see you?
I am a little bit because I'm not that used to doing streams, but yeah, this
It's
has
been
been
a
good to get
while.
back to it. Yeah.
Okay. Am I the a-hole for not taking down not safe for work art when my sister dropped off my nephew without my consent? I, 23 female, live away from my parents and family with my wife, 28 female. My wife is an artist and we have a large not safe for work painting that she painted of us in our living room. It's her favorite piece because it shows our love, but it's very vulgar. We don't have kids nor we do have friends with kids. I am not close with my family, especially not my sister, 36 female. I've never been. I have a nephew, 6 months, who my sister insists I babysit. I always refuse. She doesn't deserve favors from me. Our relationship is destroyed beyond repair, and the only reason we keep in contact is because we take turns taking our grandmother to her doctor's appointments so we coordinate. My sister asked if I could watch her son while she ran errands, and I told her no. 3 hours later, I heard a knock on my door, and there she was with her son. She told me she'd be back later, but clocked a painting. She demanded I take it down, and I told her no. This is my house, and I didn't say I'd watch him, and I never will. We fought for a moment and kicked them out, much to her discontent. I later got texts and calls from our parents saying I was wrong to not take it down or cover it up while he was there, and it was gross to expose a child to that. My whole family thinks I'm in the wrong, even though she shouldn't have tried to drop him off. Am I the a-hole?
You're just because you're family, you don't need you don't there's no expectation to look after your family's children, so you can have your house however you want, even if
E-
it's inappropriate to children. You didn't expect a child to come, so they're not in
Exactly.
the wrong. And hello, Halbert, welcome in. Good to see you. I hope you've been well.
It's like what Gareth Lee says. It's the sister who exposed her own child to this by coming unannounced and demanding her to take care of it. What an entitled sister and family.
It sounds
On the
like
other hand, I don't know why you have that in your living room.
it sounds like very little notice. So you know, she can have whatever she wants in her room. If she's not expecting children to be there, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
her fault for having it there. And she doesn't have. There's no expectation for her to take care of the kids, so she shouldn't have to take it down. Um, the
Yeah, it's
question of
not her
whether it's
kid.
appropriate for kids or not is it doesn't matter. It's her house, and she can do that if she wants. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing changes if she knew a child was coming and she agreed that a child was coming. Then maybe she should definitely take it down. But do you think that would change anything, Rippin?
Um, well, she clearly, it's not a question of if their child was coming or not. She clearly stated that she doesn't want a kid there. She doesn't want her sister. They don't have a bond. So she has like, she lives with these art influenced friends, and those people usually have different views on that kind of art. So, she lives in a different world compared to her sister, and she's entitled to live her life the way she wants it. Her sister shouldn't come unannounced and say, like, hey, I want you to take that down and take care of your cousin while we actually don't really get along. It's like a complete, you knock on a complete stranger's door and ask, like, hey, I met you like this couple of years ago, we don't really have a bond, but here is my kid, take care of it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's fair. I think. Um, I think there's also a point that these days we're afraid to show kids um, like human body naked. And I guess if you were to look at like an art gallery, there would probably be a lot of vulgar stuff there too. But it's generally
Exactly.
considered okay. I think I could be wrong here
Also,
to show
I
kids
don't
that.
know if you I don't know if you noticed, but this kid is 6 months old.
Yeah.
6 months. That kid doesn't even know the difference between a butt cheek and a titty. So,
I saw six as in like 6 years old, not 6 months old.
no, 6 months, 6M, 6 months old. That is not a child. That is an infant. That's a baby. They don't understand that. They just see color. They probably can't even see like a distance from 50 centimeters of width of their face. That it's the
They they can't really recognize shapes that well anyway. So
no. They live in black and white.
okay, no. Vidal is saying 6M is six male, not 6 months old.
Well, I don't think so because a nephew is logically male. So I have a nephew 6M. Six, I would say a nephew is male, so a nephew 6 months.
Six, it could be
And she said, and
redundant.
it says, who, my sister insists I babysit. I clearly think this is a baby.
Not, I think, not necessarily. Yeah, I think you could babysit like like a 8 year old, sort of.
True.
I think they're
I still
six.
think
I don't think they're 6 months.
I think it's 6 months. You wouldn't say I have a nephew 6 male. That's a weird sentence.
Yeah, it's definitely redundant, but I think that's what they meant. And anyway,
I don't think so.
if they were six, I still think it doesn't change anything. I don't think it really matters.
Then how would you say 6 months?
Uh, I would probably type MON, like 6 MON, or 6 months, like fully 6 months. Yeah, like M
I want
six
to I
MO.
want to know this. I'm gonna try and find it.
I think there's six.
Um
I think we're I think we're overly protective of children because we're willing to show them like very violent things, but we don't want to show them like the human body. Um, I don't know. it's not that
Yeah,
big a deal to me. But I can understand if other parents want to be more protective. That's okay. That's really their prerogative.
uh,
Yeah, I think Vidal is right. They're just being like consistent in terms of their age gender naming. So all of them are like, oh, 28 female, 636 female, 6M.
but you don't have a 36 adult months old. I mean,
Because they were also redundant with the sister and the wife. So wife 28 female, sister 36 female.
mm, nah, I'm not convinced. I want to know. I'm gonna find it. I will not let it go until I
Yeah.
know for sure.
That is your mission, Rippin.
Yes.
It's okay to expose your kid to bloody violent death, but a bit of loving is a no-no. Yeah, I agree with that. It's not a month because she says kid, not infant. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Um,
You've missed these, Q10. Oh, we we want to do more of these. I think Rippin's been she's been a bit busy lately, and after she got a bit busy, I've sort of fallen out of the habit of doing it. So I've been really lazy. So maybe we can pick them back up.
the Am I the Asshole stories?
Yeah, more unbearable stories.
Oh, the account has been suspended.
Ooh, for ambiguity. How dare them? All right. Well, I'm happy to call
Mm,
it the end of the stream here, Rippin. What do you think?
I agree with you.
We can
Nope.
we can leave the details for
No,
homework.
it's been cleared. It's been cleared. I
Oh
found it.
yes, you
It's
did.
a babe. It's a baby, and he's 6 months.
Oh okay. Well, that's not what I expected.
I was right. Ha!
She was not very clear.
No.
Well, in that case, we have a very good conclusion here. Like, why are you afraid of what your 6 month old baby is seeing? Because 6 month old is not seeing anything, as far as I'm aware. They don't
Like,
understand
I
anything.
mean, you got people who are upset of newborns um seeing stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
Where you, how about you with your child, Rippin? Your child's about 7-ish now, right? Or 6 or 7, or
Yes.
um, would you be concerned about them seeing like a giant painting or something in like if your sister was looking after them?
I wouldn't get myself in this situation.
Hmm. That's we're going back to the don't talk to anybody answer.
Yeah, stay single, have a dog, don't talk to people. I mean,
It's solid advice. I have to agree. It's how I live my life.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, so
It was a fun stream. Vidal is going to remain persistent in thinking that it is a 6-year-old.
I thought she was right. Yeah, I was surprised that it was a 6 month old. Honestly,
It could have been, but I mean, I think it's, yeah. Reading how you read it, how I'm used to reading Reddit, I think this was months.
all right. So shall we call it the end of the stream here?
Yes.
All right. So thank you everybody very much for joining us today. It's been really nice having everybody here uh, and sharing with our stories and discussing things with us. I really enjoyed it, and thanks very much, Rippin, for doing the stream with me today. Um, I really enjoy these with you, and we should do it more often.
Yes, it was fun. Um, and we finally finished all our stories for once.
Yeah,
Did we?
we did we did get through them, but we usually get through them a bit quicker than this. We had a
Yeah,
few
they were long ones.
we had a few threads where we were just talking about other stuff, like this one where we were trying to figure out whether he was 6 or 6 months. And then I went on a rant about cannibalism, so that's my fault.
It's fine. We've sided off from the main track for a little bit, but yeah.
All right, so I'll just do a shout out for you, Rippin. So
Ah,
if you haven't followed Rippin, she was co-streaming with me, and yeah, she's as you've probably heard. Uh,
I would disagree with you, Vidal. I think it's easier to take my 6-year-old, and first of all, a 6-year-old is not a toddler. I think it's easier to take my 6-year-old to errands than a baby, because a baby of 6 months, you need to feed them at like 2-hour ranges. You have to like carry them. It's not as easy as you think, or at least it wasn't for me.
you can strap a baby to you. Well,
It's
I
still
have no
not
experience with
easy. I
either, so
mean, no, I would 10 times rather take my 6-year-old to the store than I would have taken my 6-month-year-old.
let's
And I'm talking from experience. So,
let's do the CSI on this after the stream, and I'll get to the bottom of this.
yeah.
All right, so that's going to be the stream, everybody. Thanks very much, and we'll hopefully we'll see you back for some more streams fairly soon, and I'll probably do some more streams regularly. Um, Ripin, do you want to do your sign off too?
I might still play some games.
Oh, okay. Well, depending on what you play, I might join you for that. So I'm just going to say goodbye to everybody on my stream. Bye bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone on CU stream. Come to me.
Oh, if you're not, I should obviously raid your stream. Why? It's it says invalid username. Interesting.
Are you typing it right?
Oh, okay. I worked it out.
Cool.
All right, we'll see you at Rippin stream.
Okay.
I thought you were ending your stream, so sorry I didn't say the raid.
Oh, it's fine. I mean,